And I know that you, as you went into these facilities, it wasn't just that PPE wasn't available, but the regulations seemed to be all over the place. There was miscommunication or a lack of communication. One facility would don their PPE one way, another had a totally different setup for it. Can you talk a little bit about the breakdown in communication that we saw?
Yeah, I mean, that's what was so frustrating, especially as CMS said, we're going to go into these nursing homes and we're going to make sure they're doing everything right. Nobody knew what they were doing, including the health departments. I mean, we would reach out to the health departments and ask for help, and they're like, I don't know what to do. So we were really on our own. So then when you had surveyors come in and cite you for doing what you thought was the best practice, it was just ridiculous because the guidance literally changed every single day. The nursing homes had to follow county, state, and federal,
Mhm.
whichever one was stricter, and nobody could keep track of that. I mentioned in the book one nursing home in Texas had was their property was on two different counties, like 18% or something was in one county, and so they had to follow the count both counties, and they often conflicted. I mean, it was a nightmare. It was such a nightmare, and it would have been bad enough with that, but then again, having the surveyors come on site and say, "You're not doing this right, you're not doing that right," and they're like, "Well, based on yesterday's guidance, I am." So it was just impossible to keep up, and that truly was such a level of frustration, and I just think we need to be better. We need to be better, and we need to do better for our healthcare workers that decided to show up despite all that. They weren't at home binging on Netflix like a lot of the country was.
Right,
They were
right.
showing up. And so for God's sakes, like why did we treat them that way? It was probably the biggest heartbreak of my life. It really was.
Yeah, putting their lives at risk every single day to show up and
Absolutely.
to fight those challenges.